could be the opportunity for Romney and for that campaign to finally take the gloves off and take the fear off and just start explaining conservatism.
He shouldn't even come close to apologizing. He should talk about it. Everybody should talk about it. And by the way, he's not going to get those votes anyway, but he should be talking about it and not apologizing.
And the idea that it's embarrassing because a guy is caught on tape talking about that, the embarrassment is that we don't have the guts to talk about that comment.
So they all say don't apologize. By now, we've all heard Mitt Romney's hidden cell phone camera comments. So should he, Mr. Romney, embrace the comments and go for broke? Let's talk to the political panel. Fox News contributor Angela McGlowan, communications director for GOPAC Michelle Selesky, and Fox News contributor and former Howard Dean campaign manager Joe Trippi. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Michelle, let's start with you. So their advice, the soundbiters we just heard there, don't apologize, embrace it, and go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt that this has been a thorn in the Romney campaign side for the past 48 hours. But
thanks to the mainstream media.
Thanks to the mainstream media. But the truth is, he can turn this situation into an opportunity because the debate about our increased reliance on the government for food stamps, for welfare, 49% of the people get some form of a government handout. We need to have this debate. And it's a chance for Romney to draw a line in the sand, draw the contrast for us between the two futures that we could choose from under President Romney or President Obama and be the leader in this fight.
Right, because you have too many Americans today that depend on the federal government and too few Americans that actually pay federal income.
So what he was saying, Mr. Romney, was absolutely pretty close to being true.
It is an opportunity.
It is. Look, Donald Trump was right. Don't apologize. He's got to go out forcefully, talk about this and take it. But the problem is it's the handout thing. The handout and you're on the tape
and the victimization.
People who are getting veterans benefits, who are in that number, they're not getting a handout. People getting Social Security that are in that 47 number are not getting. They earn those.
But Joe,
things.
you
By
know that
throwing them in there. No. But what I'm saying, no, Steve, I agree. But what I'm saying is, when you throw them in there, those are votes he could have gotten. They're going to be seen as
citizens. He still might get them
but I'm
if there
saying,
was.
if he can stop, I mean, he needs to. It's not handouts. I mean, there are people that you, like 18%
Joe
or
is
something.
correct. There was an overlap of certain people that don't pay federal income tax that could be conservative that would vote for Mitt Romney. I still believe he can get those votes. However, he should talk about people being on the government dole and what he wants to do to help them get off the government.
Off the dole.
Yeah,
That's
it's not about veterans. It's not about Social Security and the elderly. It's about the 46 million people who are on food stamps. And of course, those are people that we could win for votes. I mean, ask any one of them. I'm sure they'd prefer a paycheck where they can pay some taxes.
Not if you're saying you won't take personal responsibility. A lot of those people are working their rear ends off trying to make it. That's what I'm. It's the way he talks about it that's the gaffe, not what he's saying.
Does the Romney shop retool their message on this, or do they wait until the debates?
No, I would not retool it, but the language. He has to retool the language. I understand the argument, and the argument is one that could work. Could very well work, but it's going to backfire on him if he keeps doing the handout and on the take thing.
All right, we're going to continue the conversation with these three. It's going so well, we're going to hold them over to talk about this. They are the ads that are blanketing nearly every swing state. Brand new commercials from both campaigns. You're going to see both sides, and our panel's going to rate them coming up next. Candid comments off the cell phone that Mr. Romney made in Boca a couple of months ago.
I don't like it.
It shows that he's out of touch, that if he thinks that half of the country is feeling like victims.
I'm not looking for a handout.
I don't think anybody is ever looking for a handout. I think that we all want chances and opportunities.
If as a president, if you try to separate by demographics, separate by classes, you're not really a president.
All right, speaking of handouts, we're going to have you grade them by putting your hand out using your 4 fingers and thumbs all together. How many fingers and thumbs would you give that?
3.
3, 4, 4. All right, Michelle, why do you give it 4?
I give it a 4 because it fits exactly into Obama's strategy, which is to talk about everything but his record on the economy. And so this fits perfectly. It's another perfect distraction from the 14% unemployment, 23 million people looking for jobs, the smallest workforce in 30 years. So, of course, it's a great strategy for him. I also agree with that line at the end that if you're separating people by demographics and class and division, that you're probably not ready to be president, which is funny because that's exactly what President Obama's been doing for his past 4 years.
Oh, the irony. All right. No. You gave it 4 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it plays in exactly what I'm talking about. It's the use of the words entitlements, handouts, people on the take. Right. There are a lot of hardworking Americans who aren't on the take that get lumped in there, and you're going to see more of them. And on the separation stuff, look, Romney's the one that gives, you know, he's never had a tough day in his life. I mean, from a working, I mean, I'm talking about financial day, and I think that's really
I give it a 3 because it's the same old, and people want solutions. And Obama's done this. It's a tired old ad. We've heard it before.
All right. Meanwhile, let's go to the other side of the political aisle. Here's a Romney ad. It's called Dear Daughter. How effective is it? We'll ask the panel after.
Dear daughter, welcome to America. Your share of Obama's debt is over $50,000, and it grows every day. Obama's policies are making it harder on women. The poverty rate for women, the highest in 17 years. More women are unemployed under President Obama. More than 5.5 million women can't find work. That's what Obama's policies have done for women. Welcome, daughter.
I'm Mitt Romney, and I approve this message.
Yeah, you can't be accused of having a war on women with him. You give it a 5, Joe. 4, and another 5. Angela, why 5?
Because it represents the American dream. Every generation wants to leave their next generation better off. And the bottom line is this transcends party, race, and gender.
Michelle?
It's really focused on jobs and the economy, which is what everybody in America is focused on. And it also touches on that feeling that mothers, women have, that their children are going to have a worse future because of what President Obama's done.
And finally, Joe Trippi, who gave both films a 4.
Yes, look, the generational thing is exactly right. Every American wants to leave a better life for their children, and it's trying to close the gender gap, which he has to do if he's gonna have a shot at this thing in the end.
Excellent panel today, Angela, Michelle, and Joseph. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
All right.